Hey guys, welcome back to XDA. Today we're going to talk about and look at an application called Flynx. It's actually a browser that has a new innovative way of helping you access links when you're opening and reading articles, but without necessarily taking you away from reading the article. Let's check it out. Download and install the application, but I wanted to kind of show you guys the way you interact with this application right out of the box. You see these little a little circle with number 4 on it. When you click on this, it brings up the 4 different bubbles. Essentially, they're tabs of articles that I've opened and I wanted to read at a later time. The really nice part of this is that I can go home and it goes back into that position. I'm able to move it to the left, keep it on the right, and I'm able to interact with it anywhere I am. It's a consistent, persistent floating screen on your display. And you can go anywhere. You can go close here. We'll go the same to the Play Store. The articles are still there. And I can add things to them as I'm going through. So I'll explain what I mean. Let's say sometimes you go in and you're reading an article. I'm using Google Play News just as a main source because it's available for everybody and it's free. And this was like one of the articles I was reading there. And let's say I'm going through here. And let's refresh. We'll go through. That was the article on Netflix that we were just looking at just a second ago. Let's just look at this one, Mercedes car. And obviously this is an paid article. We're not going to be able to do this. We'll go, let's go here with this one. And this is basically a Forbes magazine article, blah, blah. We go all the way to the end. And somehow, somewhere in the article itself, there's usually a link. And let's say we click that link and it gives us the ability to open it. And by default, I'm going to have it open with Flynx. I'm just going to say always for now because that's what I would like to use it. The way it works, if you notice, it brought it up into that little bubble. It's loading it and it's making it ready for me to read. At the same time, I'm able to keep reading my article. I can even go back. We'll go back here. I can look at other articles and keep going through, and at the same time all my information is sitting there. And then when I'm ready to interact with it, I can go through. This is the article that I just clicked. This is the staff pick, obviously off of Kickstarter. What I wanted to do essentially to show you is you can actually add more things and then work with them. If you like an article and you want to save it, you can click that little tab right there. It gives you the ability to basically open it and save it for later. You can change the actual setting as far as reading mode. You can go and open it in the browser. There are different options you can go into within the settings within personal tab. You can make the tab full screen. That's that little thing on the top right. You can copy the link. Display settings, obviously, if you want to change the colors, invert them. You have different setup as far as how you can read your articles. The other thing you also have the ability is obviously copy a URL or share Flynx, which essentially is the actual application itself. Overall, very nice, very easy, and again, you can switch between the tabs at all times. It does keep an aggregate list of all those tabs that you're doing, and oh, I forgot to show you guys. If I want to close all those tabs, if you notice once I grab it, I can actually swing from the right to the left, or there's a little X at the bottom, and it closes all of them. The easy setup as far as what you get within the application itself, it is considered to be a browser. You have the ability, obviously, here. This is where you keep your saved articles. This is obviously the history of articles I've opened. It keeps it up so you can actually go back in there and read them. The main thing you want to keep in mind when you're using Flynx is that it's essentially a link opener. So you can still go into Chrome, you can still go into your normal browser and then use it and set it up correctly. From the sense of setup, it's pretty simple. You can set up the size of the bubble, the location of it. Quick read mode, this is what it gives you the ability to do that little window. The link sharing, of course, double tap to save for later. This is to keep the articles for later. Make the default opening link. This is the ability to kind of just make it the default so it automatically opens there. And you can set up a secondary browser. I set it up as to Chrome for me, and that's when you open it up in browser from Flynx. You can send it to direct if you wanted just to open it in a regular browser. It closes the tab in Flynx and opens it up in the normal browser. Text size, of course, enable JavaScript, and it does actually work pretty well with videos. I'll show you guys what I mean. We'll go here. Here, the Transformers ride over at Universal Studios. It opens up the link and I'm able to actually kind of open it up here, and I'll show you guys the video kind of starts. And you're able to basically, play and use videos. And then again, it keeps it as a tab and I can close it when I'm done. Flynx, from what you see, is a simple browser that works directly with any link that you try to open. Now you can open Flynx and go into it and to work in the settings, but it actually doesn't start. You can't open Flynx and go in by itself to type in an address and use it. You actually have to launch a link. That's the beauty of it. So it's there, but it's not there in a way. You can still use your normal browsers, Chrome or Firefox, to start the app and then go to a browser from there or go to a site from there. But as far as opening different things, you're able to actually throw them into Flynx and then access them later. So you don't have to actually waste time looking at these separate links, especially if you're looking at long articles or long documents that have links embedded in the middle of them. You can just open it and go back to it. And you can even save it for later to keep it for offline reading. So even if you don't have internet access at a later time. I like the implementation. I like the setup. It's simple. It's easy. The setup as far as basically the way you go into the options, you have the ability of setting a secondary browser so that if you want to open it in a normal browser, let's say Firefox, Chrome, or any of the other browsers that are there on the Android market, you can do so by setting it within the application. So that's one of those things. You can also go full screen mode as I showed you guys with the hands-on. I like the implementation. It's nice, it's smart, it's a really nice way of doing things with links as opposed to having to just basically jump directly into the browser to read that link when you're in the middle of the article. So let me know what you guys think. Is this something that you may want to try? And if you have tried it in the past, let me know what your thoughts on. And as usual, like and subscribe to this channel, like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys soon.